So this is my current situation right here. I have a bunch of these rods. I have 1, 2, 3, 9 rods or so just laying in this corner here. And I want to make some storage for these rods. Kind of sad to see them just in this corner like this. So I just want to make something simple that will last me until I move. And if you look over here, I've got all of this extra scrap wood. Most of it's from pallets that I tore apart. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep this simple. I'm going to have an upright here, the top shelf, bottom shelf, and some feet on the bottom for some stability. I think the way that these rods are going to be held into place is for this bottom shelf. You have the 10 holes. I know that's not 10. I'm going to get another piece of plank the same size, put this one on top of there because I do want that bottom shelf off of the ground. But this plank with the holes is going to go on this one, so the base of the rods can sit in the hole, but really it's resting on top of this bottom plank. For this top plank, so what I'll probably do is put this plank onto this one, drill the smaller holes so it's going through both planks, come back later with the bigger one and drill bigger holes in this bottom one. Once I get these small holes, I am going to make these cuts around here, just like that. Well, so if this is blown up a bit, it's gonna look something. Ah, shoot, like that. And the rod is sitting up here, tip of the rod is up here. It can be resting in here without falling over and falling out. Yeah, so let's get some measurements and then we'll try to make a nice little pretty blueprint just for the YouTube and just to show that I'm actually kind of trying and not just pulling stuff out of my butt. Okay, there it is, nice and pretty. We got the front right here, height 40 inches, 26-inch width will accommodate 12 rods, 1 slot every 2 inches, and each slot's a 2-inch slot. Ran into a little problem when I was getting measurements. The biggest drill bit I had, I don't remember the correct term for the bit, but the biggest one I had was 1 inch. And that would barely fit any of the rods. So I had to change up my design. Instead of having the bottom shelf just flat like these, the top and the middle shelf, this is going to be at an angle, and that's illustrated here. And that's what that's going to do is, in conjunction with the top shelf being half the width of the 5.5 inch width of this board, as well as on the other side is also half for the middle shelf. Both shelves are going to have these 1-inch half circles on this side as well as this side. So what's going to happen is the rod is going to rest its base on the bottom shelf like this, and what it's going to do is it's going to hold itself in place because it's going to want to go down, but this middle shelf is preventing it from going forward, and this top shelf is preventing it from going back. The way I'm going to make these two is, instead of drilling weird half holes, this is going to be one board that I'm going to make the 2-inch intervals halfway across the board. These are going to be the 1-inch holes. Drill the 12 holes, cut that son of a bee in half, and that will give me my top and bottom shelf. And then again, I have the same, with the excess, I am going to make these 5.5 by 12-inch little stands on the side here, and that's just going to give it some added support. Let's see how it goes.